You are holding a foldable phone that is thin enough to slip into any pocket, powerful enough to replace your laptop, and smart enough to know when someone's looking over your shoulder. Sound too good to be true? Well, Samsung might be about to prove you wrong with the Z Fold 8. If the rumors are accurate, this device could be the first foldable that does not force you to choose between features you actually need. Today, we are breaking down why the Z Fold 8 might not just compete with Apple's rumored iPhone Fold, but completely overshadow it before it even launches. From the return of a fan-favorite feature that Samsung controversially removed to display technology that sounds like science fiction, this could be the foldable phone that finally gets everything right. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about why your next phone upgrade might be more exciting than you thought. Let's start with the elephant in the room, the S Pen situation. Last year, Samsung made a decision that left a lot of people scratching their heads. They took the Z Fold 7 and made it thinner and lighter, which sounds great on paper. But they also quietly removed S Pen support. Now, if you are someone who just uses their phone for scrolling through social media and taking photos, this probably did not matter much. But if you are part of the crowd that actually bought a Fold for productivity, taking notes in meetings, signing documents on the go, sketching ideas, or marking up presentations, losing the S Pen felt like a major step backward. It is like buying a convertible laptop and finding out they removed the keyboard to make it lighter. Sure, it looks sleeker, but you've just lost a core feature that made the device special in the first place. Here is where things get interesting though. Samsung's CEO of Mobile Experience, John Choi, recently confirmed something important in an interview. The S Pen was not killed off permanently. It was a temporary design compromise. Android Authority backed this report, so we are not talking about random internet speculation here. This is coming straight from Samsung executives. The technical reason behind the removal was the Digitizer layer. This is the special layer inside the display that allows the S Pen to work properly. Remove this layer, and you can make the phone thinner. Keep it, and you maintain stylus support. Last year, Samsung chose thinness over functionality. But here is the plot twist that makes the Z Fold 8 so exciting. Samsung never actually stopped working on stylus technology behind the scenes. Multiple industry reports suggest they have been developing a completely new stylus system designed specifically for foldable devices. The goal is ambitious. Keep the device thin without needing that traditional thick digitizer layer. If Samsung pulls this off, it is actually much bigger than just bringing back the S Pen. It means future foldables won't have to choose between premium design and productivity features anymore. But Samsung is not stopping at just fixing the stylus situation. They are reportedly rethinking the entire display experience with something called Flex Magic Pixel technology. This feature was first introduced with the Galaxy S26 Ultra, and now it's expected to make its way to the Z Fold 8. Before you roll your eyes thinking this is another gimmicky feature, let me explain what makes this actually useful. Flex Magic Pixel is not like those privacy screen protectors you can buy separately. This technology is built directly into the display hardware at the manufacturing level. Instead of just dimming your entire screen or adding a basic tinted filter, Flex Magic Pixel controls light emission at the individual pixel level. Think about that for a moment. The display can intelligently adjust viewing angles when it detects sensitive content on the screen. It keeps the display bright and clear for you while limiting what people around you can see. Now, why does this matter specifically for foldable phones? When you open up a Galaxy Z Fold in a coffee shop, on public transport, or during a meeting, that massive inner display becomes visible to everyone around you. Your emails, banking apps, work documents, and personal photos. It is all on display for anyone who happens to glance over. That giant screen is amazing for productivity, but it is also a privacy nightmare in public spaces. Flex Magic Pixel technology changes this dynamic completely. When the Z Fold 8 is fully opened, the display can narrow viewing angles across the entire screen. Or it can be even smarter and only adjust specific sections where sensitive content appears. It does not treat the whole screen the same way. It adapts based on what you are actually doing. The technology works by controlling how light exits each individual pixel, limiting side visibility while keeping the front-facing view crisp and clear. This is smart hardware working together with intelligent software. Imagine you are working on a confidential presentation during your commute. The display detects the sensitive content and automatically adjusts the viewing angles so only you can see it clearly. But when you switch to watching a video, it opens up the viewing angles again, so you get the full visual experience. When you combine this privacy-focused display technology with the potential return of a redesigned S Pen system, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 starts to look like something special. We are talking about a device that is thin, lightweight, stylus-ready, and privacy-focused all at the same time. But Samsung is not just focused on features. They are also thinking about durability. Recent leaks about One UI 9 reveals something called foreign material detection. This might sound boring, but it addresses one of the biggest weaknesses of foldable phones. The biggest risk foldable devices face is screen damage from debris getting caught in the hinge. A single grain of sand or small pebble trapped between the folding halves can cause serious damage to the delicate inner display. Samsung's solution appears to be software-based, which is smart because it does not require additional hardware. The foreign material detection feature would monitor whether the phone folds completely. If it does not close properly, the system triggers a warning message. The alert reads something like, "Your phone did not fold completely. Open your phone again and check if there are any foreign substances on the screen to avoid screen damage." Now, this system cannot actually detect what's causing the obstruction. It might be debris, or it might just be how you are holding the device. But it is still better than no protection system at all. The really good news is that this feature does not seem to require any special sensors or hardware changes. This means Samsung could potentially roll it out to older Galaxy foldable phones through software updates. So even if you own a current Z Fold, you might get this protection feature in the future. The best part about the foreign material detection system is that users can turn it off if they find it annoying. Samsung learned from past experiences where users felt forced into using features they did not want. Now let's talk about what all of this means for competition, especially with Apple's rumored iPhone Fold. Apple has been notably absent from the foldable phone market so far. While Samsung, Google, and other manufacturers have been refining their foldable technology for years, Apple has been watching from the sidelines. When Apple finally does release a foldable iPhone, they'll be entering a market where Samsung has had years to perfect their approach. The Galaxy Z Fold 8 represents Samsung's latest learning from multiple generations of foldable devices. They know what works, what does not, and what users actually care about. By the time Apple releases their first foldable, Samsung might already be offering the fourth or fifth generation of refined foldable technology. The combination of features rumored for the Z Fold 8, the redesigned S Pen system, Flex Magic Pixel privacy technology, and foreign material detection represents solutions to real problems that foldable users face every day. These aren't just flashy features for marketing purposes. They address practical concerns about productivity, privacy, and durability. If Samsung delivers on these promises, and that is always the big if with rumored features, the Z Fold 8 could be the first foldable that truly doesn't feel like a compromise. It would be thin enough to carry comfortably, productive enough to replace a tablet for many tasks, private enough to use in public, and durable enough to handle daily use without constant worry about damage. That's a compelling package, especially when compared to a theoretical first-generation iPhone Fold that would likely be missing years of real-world foldable experience. So will the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 8 really make you forget about Apple's iPhone Fold? Based on everything we have discussed today, it's starting to look like Samsung might not need to worry about Apple's entry into the foldable market. By the time Apple releases their first foldable device, Samsung could be so far ahead in terms of features, refinement, and real-world usability that the iPhone Fold might feel outdated before it even launches. The potential return of S Pen support, the introduction of Flex Magic Pixel privacy technology, and the addition of foreign material detection represent exactly the kind of practical innovation that makes technology actually useful in daily life. Of course, we won't know for sure until these devices actually hit the market and we can test them ourselves. But if Samsung delivers on even half of these rumored improvements, the Z Fold 8 could be the foldable phone that finally convinces mainstream users to make the switch. What do you think about these potential Z Fold 8 features? Are you someone who missed the S Pen on the previous generation, or are you more excited about the privacy features? Let me know in the comments below, and do not forget to like this video if you found it helpful. So subscribe for more coverage of upcoming smartphones and foldable technology, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.